Hello, this is Paul, and this is the lesson number 7, and it's the first part that I'm going to be presenting in a succession of 12 lessons that we are teaching at the First Church of the Brethren, and it is dealing with Windows 7. As I have stated in other sessions, we do have this program going on that after 10 lessons, 10 different weeks, we are able to award those who need one a free computer. As we do experience many people that are looking to have access to the web, each individual is responsible for having that service brought to their home. In the case of a laptop and using public Wi-Fi access, also the same computer will be able to give you the access for email or anything else. Well, this session is about creating a shortcut on your desktop, and in another session we're going to show you some other procedures about creating shortcuts as well. What is a shortcut? Well, very often you'll be working with certain directories on your computer all the time, or you will be using specific files on a regular basis and wish to have access to it very quickly without looking for it on your drive. For this reason, you are able to create a shortcut that will put a icon on the desktop along with the name for its specific identity and be able to get to it very quickly. And this is how it's done. We are going to be taking a look at a menu that is built into Windows 7, and on my desktop I do have a number of icons on my desktop. This is my desktop at home, and it is going to be a model of what I'm trying to present for you. There is a lot of icons on here. I'm told that I'm busy doing a lot of different things, and there is a lot of shortcuts on my desktop, and specifically we want to realize that a shortcut is significant with an arrow on the lower left portion of the icon. Take notice that the icon is the picture, not the words underneath it. As we look at the words, another file, by the way, that does not have a arrow like that, this is stored on the desktop itself, and it is not a shortcut. So be sure to be aware what is a shortcut and what is locally stored on the directory that your desktop is working from. Now, to initialize this wizard, a wizard, by the way, is a process that you go through to accomplish something that you desire. And in this case, we desire to make a shortcut. Right-click on an unused area of the desktop. For example, I have a circle there with an arrow pointing to it, and I'm going to right-click on that area. Remember, a right-click will always bring up a menu. If it doesn't bring up a menu, you are using the wrong button. So a right-click on that is a secondary button, and a secondary button, whether if you're left-handed or right-handed, however you have your computer set up for, the secondary button will give you a menu. In this menu that comes up, take notice that there is a word very significant here that is new. Now, if you hold the mouse over that section there, over the word new, or on that bar where that arrowhead is, another menu will come up that will allow you to make a selection to create a shortcut. That shortcut is on second from the top, and when you left click or use your primary button, a primary button will bring action, and a shortcut wizard will be started. As we start this wizard, you will come up with this screen, and if you should have knowledge to know exactly where your item is stored on your computer, you can type it in. However, the safest way to signify what you want to make a shortcut with is to use the Browse button. The Browse button will bring up another window, and it will give you a layout of what is on your computer or what kind of access that you have. It is also with a series of arrowheads there, and those arrowheads mean that they have directories underneath them. When you use the primary key or the left key on your mouse, you will be able to press that button and open a directory to show what's in it. By the way, when we look at the lower right corner there is a triangular series of dots down there. If you hold down that mouse with the left button on there, you can expand it and include a bigger selection in the window. This will not do anything in the selection but make a visual selection available to you at a greater capacity. When we click on the, oh, by the way, take notice that there is a number of programs that are listed on this window now with Windows 7, and you can make a shortcut of what is listed there. Anything on this list, you can create a shortcut. So now we're looking at the hard drives that is connected to your computer, and when you click on the diamond head there, it'll turn its direction slightly, and it'll reveal what is inside that directory. Take notice that I am pointing to a directory called temp, and this temp, I'm going to create a shortcut of it, and as I select temp, it will also open what's underneath it that is included in this shortcut. So I am selecting temp, and when I make that selection, I'm going to press on OK. Now, when there is an alternative. If I always want to, if I'm not sure about what I'm doing, I can always use the button next to it there that says cancel. But in this case, I'm going to say OK. Now, we're back to the original window that has now the accurate location of what that, in this case, it is a folder, and it says C:\temp. This is not a file, but is a directory where other files are stored. It is properly put in there, very accurate, no guesswork whatsoever. And even with the experience that I have, I will use this so I don't make any mistakes at all. Next, take notice that the direction there says to click next to continue, and that reference is made to the button on the bottom of that window as next. Now, the next window that comes up is going to say temp, and notice that it has a 2 in brackets. And that is because Windows has recognized that I have another shortcut on my desktop that is called temp. And so they gave it an extension as well with a 2 on it to differentiate the two. And this can be changed to reflect any name you want it to be. It is suggested that you keep your name very short, 1 or 2 words, maybe 3 at the most, so that you're only using a couple rows as it is listed on the desktop. If you make it too long and you're not clicking on it, many of the words will be hidden until you make that selection, and the entire name will be displayed. So once you're settled with the actual name you want to use there, we will click Finish to create the shortcut, and that Finish button is there on the bottom. And when we finish, it will put a item on your desktop from where you clicked with your right button. It uses that location, and it has the arrow there to signify that it is a shortcut to that folder. So with that in mind, we do have the ability to make a shortcut, and it's designated for on the desktop, and you're able to have quick reference, and when you double click on that icon, you're able to open a folder of that choice. There is no moving around to many different selections to find it. It's right there that when you are working a specific project, you might want to make a shortcut for that project so you can go back to it quickly. Well, I hope that this has been helpful for you, and be able to have it that you can get to your work very quickly. And when you have a single project, you'll tend to have different files in there pertaining to that project and continue with your work. Well, I do ask you to go to the next part and be able to realize that there are other ways of creating a shortcut. And also, it don't have to be on the desktop. It can be from any location. So I would like to explain all of that to you in our next section, and Unit 2 will cover that. This is Paul Jones, and should you be watching this over the web, I invite you to come to Harrisburg. When you do, at our regular class times, stop in, let us get to know you, and if you have any questions about any of our classes, be sure to bring your questions that others are asking the same thing. So I thank you for your attention, and I hope to be able to serve you more. Thank you.